What up, Gale Nation? Welcome back to H24 Sports. I am your host, Slice Bread Vin Pincharo. Back there, as he's again covered by the microphones. There we go. It is Jacob J. Tip Tivnan. And right here. That's not Danny.
Don't worry, Danny's alive.
Danny's alive. With us now.
Danny, why you wait? The camera can't see you, Danny.
Joining us today is a D1 athlete. Oh yeah, D1, a member of the Iona College Esports program, one of the top contributors to their Overwatch team, a man that has led them to grand finals territory, and a one-time MAC All-Star, Mr. George Cermak.
Thank you.
My hands hurt from rowing today.
Yes, he had a tough day rowing. We all had tough days.
I
can
show you my blister.
I love it. George, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's get right in. With the pleasantries out of the way, I got a couple of questions for you regarding your involvement with the esports program. The first and foremost is, going into this year, I don't think there was not an esports program.
There was no esports program.
There was no esports program. And then all of a sudden, I think, what was it? January? Or no,
No, even
October?
before that.
October, maybe?
October, there were
October.
words of tryout.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, September, October, there's just words of tryouts. I mean, for the past 4 years here, there's been no esports program, and it's just awesome that it finally got made this year. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Excellent. So now, talking about being like a first timer, not like a first timer, but this is your first year doing it. Obviously, you've been in the around the video game community before. How long? Obviously, you're Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
So real quick, just was it Overwatch that really drew you into playing for esports, or was it esports that led you to join the Overwatch team? What led to what?
It was definitely esports that led to Overwatch. Because the games that Iona was offering at the beginning were just
Minimal.
Counter-Strike, Rocket League, FIFA, and Overwatch were the only games really and Super Smash Brothers were the only games. And I wasn't good enough to play anything else except Overwatch and Counter-Strike. And I've played way too much Counter-Strike to continue playing that.
Haven't we all,
so
though?
I wanted to try out Overwatch.
Haven't we all, right, Jacob?
I never played Counter-Strike.
I never played it either. That's
missing
because
out.
I started playing late because I'm a nerd.
Man, my computer shuts down if I boot up Premiere. I can't play any games on this.
Are you really trying to boot up Premiere right now?
No.
Oh, it was. I'm
sound
sorry.
Like a fan is blowing.
No,
because that's why I don't boot up Premiere.
No, so George, as I mentioned before, you really took this team by the horns per se. How many seniors did you guys have on the team this year?
There were 3 seniors, or no, 3 seniors on the starting team, 4 in total,
including yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you think that having multiple seniors on the team was, did it help more throughout the season in the sense that you had these older, wiser people kind of helping out the freshies and the softies, or was it more of, we got who we got and it didn't really matter who,
I guess it's a combination of both things, honestly. The seniors are definitely, I know for myself, one of the other ones, Sam, Armando, and Ant. We all really wanted to succeed. We all put in the work and time to practice and stuff because this is our only shot.
Yeah.
And that kind of stinks, but I mean, it's just fun to be a part of something and just help build the esports program at Iona. And also having a bunch of it was honestly at the very beginning, it was, I think, half seniors, half freshmen.
Oh, really?
And the freshmen brought a ton of energy, and
well,
it was just a ton of excitement.
Right, Jacob? Those young people.
Those youngins are young.
Those youngins, they do be young. Now, George, talking about building the esports program for Iona, you took that first year, new team, new year, and you really took that, and you guys actually did something that the basketball team could not. Ain't that right, Jacob?
Basketball team trash. Baseball team trash.
Team's trash. But your team did something special. You took the Iona Overwatch esports team to the MAC Grand Final. Isn't that correct? That's correct. I said that correctly.
Correct.
Right? Yep. So you took them to the MAC Grand Final, and I don't want to rub some salt in the wound, but if you haven't seen it, they didn't win, and I'm really sorry to hear that. but I do need to bring it up. What is that like? Going from not having a program at all to, being a senior on this first year team, and then going to the MAC tournament, making it to the grand final in your first year, and then being able to just play on that stage. Just walk me through that. How was that for you and the rest of the team, just to have that opportunity, to have that experience?
Yeah, just getting to the tournament, it was really fun because we're just competing against all those schools in the MAC, just same time as the basketball tournament. So that was also fun to be able to do both. But yeah, being able to make it to the grand finals as like the first year program, uh, it was amazing. Honestly, it's honestly a dream come true to be able to play on a stage in front of a live audience. That was just really exciting. And as far as going to the grand finals, we knew Marist was going to be a tough team to beat there. Like I believe this is their third year in a row winning. They've had their
Wow.
program for several years now, and they're just a really good program. And hopefully, Iona gets to their caliber one
Yeah,
day.
but what you don't know is Marist is trash at everything they do.
I heard
Except
that.
Overwatch.
I heard that.
No, they're trash at Overwatch.
They're bad at Overwatch.
They're very good at
Nah,
Overwatch.
nah, this is an anti-Marist podcast, George.
You know who else
I'm
is good at
sorry.
Overwatch? George. That's why he's here.
I'm not.
You think? Yeah, me neither. We're good at
What was that game we played with Ricky in sophomore year?
uh
It was like Overwatch. It was a spin-off of Overwatch.
Paladins.
Paladins.
I still have that.
I don't.
Sometimes I download it back. Just it's so easy. It was a
We
really
know
easy game.
Paladins, George.
Yeah,
Nothing.
George.
Never
Yeah,
played that game in
exactly.
my life.
Paladins is just
Not
a
even a
free
real athlete.
Overwatch.
You know, Paladins. Come on.
Paladins is for scrubs.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa.
The
Truth
whoa,
hurts.
whoa.
I'm sorry.
George, I only got a couple more questions for you. This one I really like because this is the most recent thing to happen, in your esports career. So recently there was the AllStar Game, right? Sorry. Wow. 0-0, second period. Talking about the Ranger game. I just, But anyways, George, you got the opportunity to play. Was it in front of? Not in front of, but you got to play with all the other All Stars in the MAC. Like
No. Overall in the entire league that we're in.
so the country.
Yeah, basically, all over.
So this guy right here, was named All Star in across the country in Overwatch. Right? He was on the purple team. And not only was he on the purple team, he led the purple team to the finals of the All-Star tournament. George,
I wouldn't say I led.
what happened? You don't have to. I don't mean to be crude
honestly,
or aggressive, but I do need to ask the question. So,
I mean, there are a whole different beast of gamers out there, honestly, and
It's true.
I'm yet to get to that point.
You will,
So-
though, George. One day.
One day,
One day.
one day.
And that kind of leads me into my
I
one of
can't
my.
even see purple.
You can't.
I'm colorblind.
I keep forgetting that.
It's like the fourth highest thing on like my whole like personality trait list.
What's number one?
Abby, and 2 is rowing.
That's cute. You're so lucky to
I
have.
don't know what 3 is.
You're so lucky to
But
have
I know
someone.
4 is colorblind.
I don't know what the three is. We'll just make it up
So
for.
come on, George. Why is the esports community not? I'm just kidding.
Why is the esports community hate colorblind people?
As a matter of fact, several games are implementing colorblind
I know,
features.
I know.
Wow.
I'm just busting the old chops.
He is.
I'm very well aware.
He's
I
a chop
use them
buster, but he's no
sometimes.
Ric Flair chop buster. Woo! I feel. Oh god. But anyways, George, a couple more questions for you. The first being, we were just talking about it. To be able to do this thing in the first year, to All-Star team, MAC Grand Final. Does the road ahead seem more of a esports route, going for teams, maybe starting your own, or going a different aspect into the area of video games and sharing platforms and all that yak? See what I did? That was a little pun.
So yeah, esports is definitely like getting more and more popular. You're seeing, I know for a fact, my high school, my hometown, they just invested like so much money into computers and they're building like a gaming lounge like we have here at Iona now.
Yeah.
Obviously,
they built it when we were in high school.
Yeah, but yeah, high schoolers are starting to get these esports programs. Colleges are investing thousands of dollars into their programs. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to be there in the future, and it's only going to grow from here.
It's excellent, George. Wow, that's fantastic. Now I'm gonna tangent off the esports path. I want to get back onto one of our normal tangents here. You're a baseball guy. Me and Jacob are baseball guys. You're a Met fan. Me and Jacob hate the Mets.
I don't hate the Mets.
I hate the Mets. We have a viewer. George, do you have any predictions for the Mets this season that you want to put out there?
I'm thinking that the Mets are going to go to the World Series and they're going to win.
Wow. Well, you
Bold
heard it.
strategy, Cotton.
It's a bold strategy. You heard it here first. Number 1 Overwatch player at Iona, George Starmack, says the Mets will win the World Series.
Because it is, in fact, all about the Mets, baby.
So, but the
all
Mets,
the
baby. Let's
Let's
go
go
Mets,
Mets,
baby.
Go Mets, baby. Let's
George,
go
any
Mets.
other predictions for some of your teams? The Jets? I mean, I'd say the Devils, but
Oh, who do you think the Jets are going to draft?
Yeah, who do you think the
What are
Jets
you
are
looking?
gonna
What are you looking to draft?
Let's
We're
get
gonna
these
talk about that later,
Ideally,
but
we
yeah.
could get a nice little Kayvon Thibodeau.
Ooh, you're
and-
eyeing Kayvon?
Yep,
Who
and
else?
if he falls to 10, I'd like to get Sauce Gardner.
I think Sauce might be the move at 4.
Honestly, I think he's
yeah.
one of the more underrated talents in the draft. Not
He's
from
definitely not underrated.
Well, no, not. I didn't mean in that sense. I meant like he could drop and still be a gem. You know what I mean?
He's not dropping.
I know he's not dropping, but I'm saying he could drop and still be
He's
just
not dropping.
fantastic talent.
It's the 1 or 2 corner. It's
Yeah.
him or Derek Stingley, and they're both going top 8.
Yeah, if I remember, what is it? The Jets? What 4-10 or 4-8?
4
and
and 10.
10.
Giants are 5 and 7.
Just please, not a wide receiver.
Who?
Please,
What prospect is
please.
there that you don't want the Jets to draft? If there is one that you're seeing. If there isn't one, that's fine.
I can't. Honestly, they're not going to be drafting another garbage quarterback. So, I mean, I think the man upstairs for
They're
that.
Drafting Kenny Pickett, and there's nothing you can do about
Small
it. You get
hands Pickett. Jacob,
Def-
those
Definitely not.
are those
Pickett.
fake hands?
No,
You
you
sh-
shake hands.
What, Jacob? Would you put your hands in front of mine
No.
to make them look bigger?
I mean, I do have small hands. No, I'm not kidding. I do have
George
small
has big hands, right, George?
You know what they say about small hands?
Small hands
gloves.
Pickett. Can't grip a football correctly. Can't throw a spiral. Kenny.
Kenny.
What does that even mean? What does that mean?
The Jets don't want to draft Brock Purdy.
Danny wants the Jets to draft Brock.
Or you do.
You do or you don't?
You do?
He does.
Danny, where's Brock Purdy? What's position?
Danny,
Where's
you
he
look
play
like,
out
with
of?
your hat like that, you look like your name is Brock. He's put a
All
finger up.
right, let's.
You know what, George? You have anyone you want to shout out? Any places, any people, any teams you want to shout out before we're finished here today? He's a
I
quarterback.
would
out
love
of-
to. For the first time ever, I'd like to shout out New Jersey, the state of New Jersey, on air.
Danny's going wild in the booth.
Shout out Danny, fellow resident of New Jersey. And again, shout out New Jersey. Thank you for having me.
Anyways, where's this quarterback out of, Danny?
Yeah, Danny, come on. Let's get a little bit more information. Iowa State.
Brock Purdy, Iowa State quarterback.
Give me a
Danny,
more
now,
obscure
do you
college.
want him at 4 or 10? Or do you want to trade up to 1?
He's gonna say
package all of your
4.
picks. 1. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. Attaboy. So the Jets, you heard it here. The Jets are trading up both their picks to number 1 to select Brock Purdy, quarterback, Iowa State.
And this is breaking news coming to you live from the H24 Sports Studio at Iona College in New Rochelle. But with that being said, Mr. George Cermak, I would like to thank you so very much. Lifetime contract. Danny wants a lifetime contract. George wants a lifetime contract. George, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I still can't clap.
Danny's
So you get a golf clap.
Danny's fist pumping like it's the Jersey Shore. But yeah, if you want to see more of George, where can we find George?
You can find me this weekend playing in the national tournament. We qualified for that through placing second at the MAC tournament. But yeah, this weekend we'll be playing against schools all across the country.
That's very exciting. So if you're a fan of esports or Overwatch in general, you should go watch that. George, can't they find you on Twitch?
They can.
Yes. Would you like to shout that out?
Twitch.tv/itskrev.
How do you spell Krev?
ITZKREVV.
Excellent. George, thank you once again for coming on. When we come back, what are we thinking, Jacob?
Either the NBA or the NFL draft.
We'll see.
Whichever
We'll
you
see.
prefer.
We'll be back. The Heat